Coach 9500 coming at you. Sorry about the other live stream, and like I said, when I go live from YouTube, it won't show the live video. I can't get that straightened out. So I'm over here on the other channel, and it's the best I can do for now. So most of you guys will understand. I just can't get it to work, so like I said, I've tried everything. Got into the settings and everything else. It will not let me take so I can go live from YouTube itself and show the live video. You can hear me, but you can't see me. And with this app I've got connected to my 9500 channel, you can hear and see me. And it's a shame that you have to go download an app to come live to have the live video. But that's the way it is. So I'm gonna have to take the other channel, my 9100 channel, and download the app for that channel, this same app, which is CameraFi Live, for that channel. And I'm glad to get that one to 1,000 subs, man. It took me a long time, like almost 6 years of it. But that's 6 years of honest subs. That's not 6 years of buying subs. Because throughout my life being on YouTube, I've never bought one sub. My channel's not fake, it's real. It is what it is. Most of you already know that know who I am. But there's a lot of them out there that got these channels, and I was here before they were, and they've got 15,000 subs. They've got 12,000 subs. Well, that's all fake. That's not real. They don't have no more than what I've got in reality. So, but most of you already know that. I mean, I'm not trying to compete against anybody, and I really don't care. I mean, I appreciate the people that sub to my channel, but I'm not going to go out and make a fake channel and say I'm this and I'm that. I'm not, you know. So, like I was saying, I don't have a lot to really share lately because there's nothing going on really right now. But there will be. There will be when November rolls around, end of October rolls around. There's going to be a lot to share because I'm not staying in the Northeast this year. I'm not going to be in the Northeastern United States. I know I missed out a couple of years there, but it's not the way it's going to be. Nope. So, but anyways, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in, and you know, there's many good people that supported the channel over the years. So, and you know, we've had good people, we've had bad people, and that's the way it is when you're on YouTube. You know, you're gonna get the mixed bag. You know. So, it is what it is. I just come on here for fun. I'm not here to make money off YouTube neither. There's a lot of them that are, they come on YouTube just for the money. They don't care about their subs. They don't care about anything but money. I don't have no PayPal links. I don't have no Cash Apps. I don't have no Venmos. You know. In the way the YouTube was set up, it was a video sharing platform for people to come on, but now it's all like money deal. And if people want to give, they can give, but why should you have to give money to somebody if you're you know, if you're just coming on for fun and stuff like that? So that's what I don't like. You know, Cobra John, thanks for coming in. Welcome to the stream. There's my moderator. He's a great person right there. And so yeah, you know, and that's the way I run my channel since I've run all my channels, and that's the way I do it. I've been, for being a small person on YouTube, I've been pretty successful because I can say I don't have to get up here and, you know, beg for donations. You know, I don't have to get up here and say, oh, hit my PayPal. I've never done that. You know, I make my money other ways, but you know, each to their own. And as far as traveling goes, I've already done plenty of traveling. Many years of it. You can go back, there's many videos and many live streams where I've been in Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Because we will be going back to a lot of them places. You better believe it. I love a lot of things. And one of them is RV traveling. And tools as well. I like decent quality tools. Like Milwaukee, Icon, Quinn. That's just to name a few. So, but it's all coming in place. I've survived in this van since, you know what? It's been 10 years. 10 years. 10 years living in a van, mostly on, not off. Mostly in the van. There's a few places I've stayed, but mostly I've lived in this van. I've owned the van since 2017, and I had my other van for a couple of years before I got into an accident. And the other van that I had, which you guys all know, was just like this one. Only was a 1990 model instead of a 1991. Same van. So I've been living in a van since October of 2015, which makes this October is 10 years. That's 10 years of good times and bad times. It's been mostly good times, but there's been some bad times, and there's been some rotten people. There's people that will go out and lie about you, mostly on YouTube, and then they try to stalk you in real life. Which it didn't work out for them. They've all failed. I'm still here. You see. You see, a lot of people can't do what I'm doing. All they can do is work their shitty jobs and pay their bills and be miserable with their lives. They don't have a 1991 Ford Econoline 250 van extended long. And if they did have it, they wouldn't know how to keep it going. Imagine that. Keeping gasoline in the tank. Keeping the maintenance up. Oil change. Greased. Rotating the tires. When it needs brakes, you better believe I'll be putting brakes on in a Walmart parking lot or an AutoZone parking lot. You better believe it. I got the tools to do it too. You know it. You see, when you got the gift, not everybody's got a gift like I've got. Some people are running around, and I don't knock these people, and I don't degrade them, but there's a certain group of people on YouTube that run around, sleep in a cornfield, run around with a backpack and a dog for sympathy, and live under a bridge most of the time, and sleep in motel rooms when people will pay for the motel rooms for them. Huh? We know who they are, don't we? I don't have to do that. I've gotten motel rooms, but I paid for it with my own money. How about that? You'd better believe it. And there's going to be some more Motel 6s right along the East Coast. Just waiting. You better believe it. Let's see here. Only bad times was back. Yeah, that's right, Cobra John. That's right. That was some bad times. There's been some other bad people as well. We all know who they are. You know. We all know who they are. And there's still a bunch of... Look at them. They're not happy people. Just look at their lives. They're miserable. They get a dog. They come on YouTube night and day and beg like hell. Drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, get a dog for sympathy, and they're miserable. You know, when I get up, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I have bad days, but I don't come on YouTube and bark about it and whine about it. Never have, never will. You see, I see the hard times through. I'm still here. And I'm still able to do what I can do. You know? And boy, there's a lot of them that can't do that. And you better believe when I say there's a lot of them out there that can't do what I'm doing. They're just miserable people. I see them in real life. I see them on YouTube. I see them all over the place. But I'm not going to let them people bring me down. I laugh at them people. I have people, just instant today. I usually don't bring up stuff. I was at a store, a Dollar Tree store, where I've been buying my drinks, my rock stars. And I know the truck, the Pepsi truck, delivers to the store on Saturday because they were out. I went there Thursday, didn't have any. They were out of Rockstar. The truck comes on Saturday. And I know that they don't put them on the shelf. So for some reason, they'll keep them in the back. I've had to go back there several times, which I'm not supposed to be back there, but I've been lied to several times by these people that work at the store. I'll go up and say, hey, did Rockstar come in? She'll go, no, none came in. Which is a lie. Because several times they've told me that here, and I went back there and there was 2 cases stacked up. Imagine that. And imagine today when I show up at the Dollar Tree, because I'm at a Rockstar, I sneak into the back and, holy moly, did I rob the place? I don't know. She goes, oh, you can't be back here. What are you doing? I said, I'm looking for my drinks that you don't stock on the shelf. She says, all the rock stars we got are fruit punch. I said, I don't want fruit punch. Well, she says, then you have to go somewhere else. I said, look, I bought hundreds of cans out of this store. And I said, I know damn well there's some back there because you lied to me before. He says, if you don't leave, we will call the cops and trespass you. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to leave. And I'm not coming back. And I said, you're nothing but a fucking bitch. Right to her face. And then I walked out of the store. And then I drove 20 miles with my 1991 van to buy a case of Rockstar. You think one person working at a dollar store that's got a miserable fucking life is going to lie to my face and shut me down? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've dealt with these motherfuckers before. They've told me before they didn't have any. You know what I did? I walked back there anyways, and there was 2 cases stacked up. You know what they say? Oh, you know what they say? Oh, we didn't see that case. What are you doing back there? What am I doing back there? I'm going back there to get the fucking stuff that I want to buy. Not the brand, not the type that you want me to buy. I'm done with that store. I told them off and I left. They're liars. Just like a lot of them. So, that's the way that goes. There's people, that's the kind of people they are. You know, if you want to go and buy a certain brand of stuff, they seem like they want to sell it to you. When I'm down south, I don't have this trouble. When I'm in Georgia, I don't have this trouble. They got plenty of it on the shelf. I don't have this trouble. You know where I have trouble all the time? It's right up this motherfucking northeast. One place I can get water now. I got shut off of the water deal too. For my fresh water tank. Guy saw me at the gas station the other day. Not the other day, probably a week ago. He says, you can't be taking this water anymore. You can't be taking this water. So now I gotta drive about 18 miles, 17, 18 miles out of my way to get water. This is all going to change once I get in the south. Because there's plenty of places to get water, and they don't say anything like that. It's just around this fucking place. But anyways, it's all good because I ain't got much time left. But I don't let them people get me down. You know what I do? I go at it more. Once they get on me like that, and there's been several, I haven't been coming on, I haven't been telling you everything that's been going on, but I've three occasions in the last 30 days with the cops as well. 3 that I haven't told you about. Sitting, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, I was sitting by a Dunkin' Donuts. 3 police cars show up right up to my door. Whoom! Just like this. 2 of them on the sides of my van and 1 behind me. Cop gets out. I stayed in my van. I was just watching some videos on YouTube. I said, what'd I do, rob a bank? No, we got a call that somebody was screaming for help over here. Really? I said, I thought I robbed a bank the way you pulled in, all 3 of you. I said, here's my driver's license. Give her my license. I said, you know what? Why don't you look inside my van and I'll stand out here with the other 2 officers that are here. How's that sound? She go, oh, thank you. So she grabs her flashlight and I turn the lights on, open up the doors in the van, let them look in here. I said, we good? Yeah, we're good. So somebody in the area that I'm in probably told the cops a lie. Another occasion at a shopping mall. I was parking at this shopping mall. And they got these faggot security guards. They're nothing but a bunch of faggots. And they have to get their brownie points. These security guards. They want to be cops. They want to be a cop so bad. But it was an old kind of an abandoned mall. Nobody goes there too much anymore. Big parking lot. You'll see big diesel trucks running their motors all night. About 1:30 in the afternoon, 1:40 in the afternoon, you're gonna knock on the door as the cop. Imagine that. Oh, we got a call from security saying that they want you off the property. I said, I'll leave then. Well, they want to trespass you, so I'm gonna need your driver's license. I said, here's my license. So they trespassed me from there. And then I was, fuck was I? I was at a Stop and Shop store, which is in the Northeast. They're like a chain grocery store, kind of like Publix in the South. And I went in the store and I bought a few things that I wanted, which was a few drinks and a few different things, some water, different things. So I'm going back. I'm going in. I went in the store, got what I wanted. I'm coming back out of the store, and a cop, as I'm getting to my van to unlock it, to get in to put my stuff in the van, the cop pulls up beside me. He says, we've seen you. We've got a call, and they say they see you here a lot. I said, yeah, I buy stuff here too. I said, what about it? Well, the manager says they don't want you parking here anymore. And I said, you know what? I didn't show him my ID neither because he pissed me off. That cop was a jerk. I said, you know what? I still take my money somewhere else, and I'll take my van somewhere else. I said, how's that sound? I said, you got an ID? I said, yeah, I got an ID. I said, you're not going to see it. Just like that. I said, I've already showed my ID in this town 3 or 4 times. I said, I've had enough. I said, you're not going to see it. I said, I'll give you my name. You got my plate number. Run my plates. You'll pull up my name. Run the registration. I'm sorry to bother you, sir. Go bother somebody else. I don't steal anything from the stores. I pay for everything I get. And they're worried about somebody parking there. Bunch of fucking assholes. So that's 3 occasions that you didn't know about, that you know about. But I always leave. I don't really argue too much. I just leave. People are assholes, plain and simple. You know? You know, they if they see you around for a while, they just call the cops on you. Even if you didn't do anything. If you didn't steal anything, if you're not throwing trash in the parking lot, I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm not doing any of that stuff. They still call the cops on you. So I went through that. You guys didn't know about it till now. And everything else other than that has been going good. You know? I still get my free gas. I'm still out in the parking lot every day. They can go fuck themselves. You know? I see people watching me all the time, and I see some people like they want to say something, but they don't. Those kind of people too. It's all good because, you know, I know once I leave here, I'll go somewhere else, and it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, they're becoming more odd. I go out there and deal with them every day. I deal with people every day. There's good people and there's bad people. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Some people are just fucking assholes. Some people are really nice people. And that's the way it is. That fucking mall had a beautiful place. It was an old abandoned shopping mall. Macy's is left, JCPenney's is left. They're getting ready to tear the fucking place down. And these fucking wannabe security guards still work there. There's about 3 or 4 of them. Wannabe cops. And one of them called the cops on me. I couldn't believe it. I stayed there, quiet, really quiet, because there's nothing there. And I park way away from the building. It's a big, probably 10 acres of land. And not bothering anybody. Way away from the building. They drive around in their fucking golf cart and just to harass somebody. But there's other people that park over there, like big tractor-trailer trucks. They don't bother them. And they're not delivering to that fucking store, to that fucking mall. They're just running their trucks all night. It's all good. I've been through this before. I've been living in a van for 10 years. I've been through this before. And I'm not here to complain, but it's not all good times. But it doesn't bother me to the point where I'm shutting down, because there's always going to be somewhere to go. Always going to be somewhere to go. Just like I told the cop. I said there'll be always somewhere to go. I said, I'm not gonna, these people are just lying to you. As I told the cop. But I said, you know what? I said, they own the property. I said, I'll leave. I said, all they had to do is come out and tell me they don't want me here. But you know what a lot of them do? They don't have the guts or the courage to come out and say, hey, we want you to leave. They feel bigger if they call the cops, and I have to show my ID 100 times. That last cop didn't get it. I would have got arrested if he said he's going to arrest me. I said, you want to arrest? I didn't say if you want to arrest me. I said, you're just not getting my ID. I said, I've already showed my ID in this town at least 3 times. I said, I'm not doing it. I said, here's my name, my tags. You see my tags, Massachusetts tags? Take the tags, you get the name. He didn't like that. I don't give a fuck you like it or not. I go in the store and spend money, and the fucking manager at the store calls the cops. Yeah, I've been parking there in the back, and way in the back, away from the store for a few nights. But I also bought stuff from there, like lint rollers. I bought sandwiches there, so sometimes I don't make it to the soup kitchen. I'll buy sandwiches, Italian sub sandwiches there, different things. They call the cops on you for no reason. I'm sick of that bullshit. Down in southeast Georgia, Louisiana, they didn't do that bullshit. They never did that bullshit. One time in Tennessee, I was in Chattanooga at a Sam's Club. 2 managers come out and knocked on my door. They didn't even call the cops. They said, we seen you here park. This is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We seen you park here quite a few nights. We just can't have you parking here every night. But they didn't call the cops. They come out and actually confronted me. And I said, okay, I'll leave. But some people are just dumb, It's the kind of shit you got to deal with. It doesn't bother me to the point because I've already been through it before. And most cops are nice cops. So I have nothing really bad to say about cops. They're not out there to harass you. They get calls. They get calls from managers, security guards, and they make up a lie. And they'll say something like, he's living here or whatever. They'll say anything. So the cops have to come out. Just like that time at Dunkin' Donuts here. I guess they thought I was trying to kill somebody. I don't know who called them. But they told me 3 of them showed up. And they said that somebody was screaming for help. And it was coming from over where my van was. I said, let me tell you something. I said, I ain't got nobody in this van. I said, I ain't hurt nobody. I'll let them look in my van. I turned the lights on, opened up both barn doors, and I stood out there with the other 2 officers while the female cop looks in there with a flashlight. I had the lights on anyways. I said, are we good? Yeah, we're good. It's people that make up a lie And they're the ones that'll be charged with shit. I know somebody called and made up a lie. There's certain people around here to see me all the time. Don't like me. I don't give a fuck they like me or not. But it ended up coming back at them, not me. Yeah, it is. That's the kind of people that JTS, that's the kind of people you're dealing with. They'll come out, they'll say you're hurting somebody or killing somebody. And they'll call the cops and tell the cops this. Fucking 3 of them showed up. And I mean, just like this. 2 of them on each side, 1 in back of me, and the front of me was the building. So I couldn't go through the building. Fucking, I wasn't even running. The truck wasn't even running. I just sit in my van nice and calm. I rolled the window down. I said, what'd I do, rob a bank? She just laughed and said, no. She said, we got a call though. Somebody said that they heard somebody screaming for help over here. It was coming over towards your van. I said, I said, whoever called you told you a lie. I said, here's my before she could ask me for it, I said, here's my driver's license. Here it is. I gave him the driver's license, and I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stand out here with the other 2 police officers, and you can look in my van. How's that sound? She goes, thank you. Thank you. They didn't see anything. I'm not hurt anybody. See, people lie about you. They see your van around every day in the parking lots. If they can't get you somehow, they try to get you somehow by lying about you, which is a lie. I've never hurt anybody or tried to hurt anybody in my van or anything. It's all a lie. That was bullshit. The goddamn fuck faces at the mall and the manager at Stop and Shop. There's three instances in this past summer. I'm not here to breed negativity, but it didn't hurt me any because I'm still here. I just went somewhere else. I told the cop, that last fucking cop, I said, there will always be somewhere to go. He said, you living in my van? I said, yeah, I'm living in my van. Just like that. I said, yes, I'm living in my van. What do you think I'm going to live in an apartment and pay $1,600 a month? Have a regular car on the road? Where's all this money coming from? That's what I like to tell him. I didn't say that to him. But I'd like to tell a lot more. You know? Some people. Not everybody's got money. And I ain't going to go work a job where I have to work a job and put up with a fucking asshole manager just to have a roof over my head. I've got a roof over my head. If the federal government don't like it, too fucking bad. Do something about it. That's all I got to say. Yeah, times are getting expensive. The soup kitchen's helped me out a lot. Every time I go to the soup kitchen, I figure I'm getting $25 a day. How I figure that is, I go there, get meatloaf, mashed potatoes, broccoli, and I get seconds. So I eat, then I go up and eat again, and then I get food to go home with. Like Panera cookies, I get salads from Chick-fil-A that are donated to the soup kitchen to give to people. I get, all kinds of different kinds of stuff. Those little small pies from Stop and Shop, and little pies from Walmart. Those little small pies, apple, blueberry pies. They're all given to me from the soup kitchen, but they're given from Walmart, Big Y, other stores to the soup kitchen to give to the people. So that's helped me out a lot. I've bought in food too. I've bought in food because I couldn't make it there because I was busy doing other stuff during the day. And I couldn't make it there in time. You have to be there at a certain time every day to get those benefits. It's open 7 days a week, but you have to be there. You can't be out in the parking lot trying to make money. And you're trying to make money and trying to be there. Sometimes it don't work out right. It don't work out right. So, anyways, that's what it is. But I'm okay. You know, I got everything going the way I want it to go, and hopefully I'll be in Louisiana or Georgia or Florida or somewhere by end of October. So, you know, I'm not going to worry about the bad people. I've had a lot of good times. I've had a lot of good people. I've had a lot of people just, if I ask for water, they give me water. If I want to get water from my van, you know, the most kindest people were in southeast Georgia, Louisiana, Florida. Never had no trouble. Up here, they're like stuck up. You know? You know? And, I don't know what the problem is, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, you know, I don't let these people get me down, because if they did, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be successful for 10 years. I've been successful for 10 years. 10 years is a long time, living in a van. You know? So it doesn't matter what the haters say. It's the reality. What the reality says. And the reality is, if you got a strong mindset, you can deal with people. I can deal with them all right. And you're going to be all right. Here goes the EMS. You're going to be all right. Just get away from them people. Because there's some very negative, nasty people out there. And you know why they're like that? Because they're miserable with their own lives. But they're not going to drag me down. Nobody drags me down. Because I can go out and talk to 10 more people. And you're going to see, just like this, a mixed bag of people. There's good people out there don't even blink an eye. Give you 20 bucks. Give you 10 bucks. Fill up your gas can. Then you can get people to say, oh, if you don't got money enough to buy gas, you shouldn't be driving. You're going to get that. Or, I'll buy my own gas. I'll buy my own for myself. I ain't buying you any. You'll get that. And you'll get the guy that says, where's your vehicle? I'll say next parking lot, bring your vehicle over, I'll fill up your vehicle, and I'll fill your cans up. You'll see that. All kinds of situations. I know one thing. I couldn't afford to buy all this gas to travel the East Coast. It's thousands and thousands of miles. And at best, I'm getting 13 miles to the gallon on the interstate. 13 miles to the gallon. We got a road trip that's going to be over 1,000 miles. We're talking about 1,300 mile road trip. Something like that. 1,300 miles. We're getting, it's going to be at least 100 gallons of gasoline. 100 gallons of it. And, you know, I'm just, if I ask for it, I'm not stealing it. I have to ask for it because I need money for Rockstar, I need money for paper towels, I need money for toothpaste, I need money for my phone, my gym membership. I can't afford to buy it all. I just can't. So, with the help of the people, not from YouTube, with the help of the people in real life, on the East Coast of the United States, mostly, we're gonna make it back south. You know. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't like doing the donation thing on YouTube. I don't like that. I like to be out there in real life. I like to be out there in real life and deal with people. And that's the way I do it. I don't like that electronic money. I like the real money. And I'm not afraid to ask for it. Because what I'm doing with it is putting it right in this gas tank in this van. It's going right in the gas tank. That's where all the money goes. Lucky if I buy myself a pizza out of it or a new pair of shoes. God forbid. But most of it, 80% of it goes right back in that gas tank. Even the cash money goes right back in the gas tank. You know. This thing likes gas. It really likes it. Especially in the city areas. When you're living in an area for a while and you're just commuting around the city 9, 10 miles a day, it sucks it right up. You better believe it. But Once you get on the highway, it gets a little better for some reason. Not much, but a little bit better. But it's going to be nice to be back down south, because the plus side is you're dealing with better people. You know, you're dealing with people that are more friendly. There's always been a thing about the Northeast, and the people are not as friendly here. They're really not. And I'm in the best state that there is, Connecticut. Connecticut is, out of the northeastern states, Connecticut's the best one. But there's a lot of assholes here too. Once you get to Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Christ, they're great people. It's like dealing with a whole different ball game. Much better people. Yeah, they're a lot better people to deal with. You know, a lot more friendlier. You know, dealing with people that are just miserable all the time. Not all of them up here, but a lot of them are. You know, I have to have a strong mindset to deal with people in the Northeast. Southeast Georgia, it's like a hand in a glove. It's like a hand in a glove. You know, every time I go up to them people, they say how much. They ask me where my vehicle is. They fill up my vehicle. I get a lot more yeses in Southeast Georgia than I get no's. Let's put it that way. In Louisiana, southern Mississippi, parts of Florida. Sure, how much you need? A couple gallons? Fine. So I get that couple gallons, put that in the truck, go back, get another couple gallons, do that again. Finally, you get your gas. You know? It's the people around this motherfucker that, you know, well, not so much where I am right now, because I've gotten quite a bit out of here. But Massachusetts, forget it. Pennsylvania, don't even ask. Don't even ask. Most miserable people I had to deal with was in Pennsylvania. One day, it was back in 2021 or 20, I don't know what year it was. I think I worked about 6 hours to get about 15 gallons of gas. 6 hours. And this was a big big pilot truck stop. People going in and out of there, You know what they told me? No. That's how friendly, that's the kind of people you deal with in Pennsylvania. Most miserable place I think, I almost said, you know what? I'm not going to get the gas. But I kept asking. I bet I asked 100 people to get 15 gallons of gas. 100 people! Think about that. Gas can in my hand, 100 fucking people at a big truck stop to get 15 gallons of gas out of PA. Southeast Georgia? You want 15 gallons? Maybe 3 or 4 people. 4 or 5 people. 4 or 5 people. Put your can down in there. I'll fill it right up. That's the difference. Big difference. People give me $20 before cash money. I had a guy in South Carolina give me 40. He gave me a 20. This was down in Florence, South Carolina. I said, man, I'm trying to get some gas. I'm trying to get down to Georgia. It was right off I-95. He gave me a $20 bill. I started walking away. He says, hey, wait a minute. He said, let me give you another 20. So he gave me 20, then he turned around, he changed his mind, he gave me another 20. And I filled up my truck, and I filled up my cans, and I was good. That was a nice guy. Older guy, probably in his 60s. He had a Ford F-350 pickup, newer one, diesel, 4-door cab. Nice guy. Yep, he gave me 20, and then he turned around. I walked away from him after he gave it to me with the gas can, and then he said, hey, and he said, wait a minute, let me give you another 20. He said, $20 is not much today, so let me give you another 20. He gave me another 20. That was pretty nice. That's the most I've ever got. Yeah, there is good people out there. There really is. In the South has got more good people than there's bad people there, but there's more good in the South than there is the Northeast. Northeast is tricky. Yeah, they are. Like I said, I'm in the best state in the Northeast to get help. Connecticut's the best one. The other ones are not as friendly. New York's rough. Pennsylvania's really bad. Massachusetts is bad. I'm not sure about Vermont and New Hampshire, but I'm sure they're not great neither. I'm where the money is, and I'm in for, I made it all summer, and I didn't have to buy any gas all summer. Very little bit of food. I bought some food, but not much, and that's how I was able to do it, So, it's rough out there today. You got a lot of other things going on. You got to take care of your van. You got to fix it all the time. If something breaks, you got to have money for that. You've got to have money for your other stuff. Paper towels, blue gloves, lint rollers, toothpaste, shampoo, body wash. I could keep naming. That stuff I got to pay for. I got to pay for it in my own pocket. And it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Yeah, there's good people out there. Don't think that it's all bad. It'll always be a mixed bag. But the bag is a little bit better in the South, in my favor. It'll always be a mixed bag. It'll never be all good, and it'll never be all bad. It'll be just like this. And the South is a little bit better. The Northeast is probably like, more to the bad, but there's good here too. So, anyways, I ain't got much else to say tonight. I just figured I'd come on for a little while. I'm still here. I'm getting ready to leave at the end of October. I've got plans to leave the Northeast and travel. And you guys will know all about it by November. You guys will know all about it. I may make up a pop-up video. It'll be a pop-up video in November or end of October. Here I am in Florida, baby. Woo, you know it. It might just be a pop-up video for you guys. With the palm trees are standing tall. And the sun shines almost every day on that East Coast. That sun comes up on that water over those palm trees along the East Coast of Florida. Woo, Daytona's waiting for the 9000 series. Fort Pierce, Florida is waiting for the 9000 series. You better believe it. In January, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in Connecticut? Or do you want to be in Pompano Beach, Florida? Or do you want to be in Fort Pierce or Daytona? Huh? Woo! Yep. And we'll be hitting up the Buc-ee's gas stations. The Buc-ee's, where there's so many pumps, there's over 100 gas pumps. Think I can get a couple of gallons of gas? You better believe I get a couple of gallons of gas. All the gas I want to have. I'll be in gas heaven once I hit Buc-ee's. Woo! So anyways, that's about all I got to say for tonight, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. The next time you guys probably hear from me or see my face, it'll be in a different part of the country. You better believe it. It'll be in a different part of the country. That's the plan. Where it'll be is a mystery. I'll leave you guys thinking. Will it be Georgia? Will it be Louisiana? Will it be Southern Mississippi? Will it be Florida? Well, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till the end of October, and you'll know. Let's see here. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Hunting Coyotes, thanks for coming in. JTS, thanks for coming in. Joni Portwood, thanks for coming in. Golf Fan, thanks for coming in. Super Serial, thanks for coming in. Mike Reed, thanks for coming in. Let's see here. Cobra John, thanks for coming in. Internet News Alert, thanks for coming in. Megabait, thanks for coming in. Let's see. Everybody else, if I missed you, thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. And talk to you later.